going on? Joe Coffey here for the New York Amp Show. I had to think of where I was for a second. We do this thing in LA too. The New York Amp Show 2009, hanging out in the Three Monkeys room. We're going to learn about Three Monkeys amps. You just saw our old friend Jack again. Jack, man, how you doing?
Doing great, doing great.
He's our demo guy for this. This is Aussie Austin. Aussie, how you doing, man?
Doing well, doing well. Happy to be here. Happy to show up for amps. Long time coming, and well, I guess I could give you a quick run through of what we've got going on.
As soon as you walk in, it's like a very different vibe.
Yeah. I mean, we spent a lot of time on the look. The Three Monkeys being myself, Greg Howard, and Brad Whitford. Greg Howard is Brad's longtime tech, and we decided to get into business together. And those two guys are real fans of the 1950s, 1960s style stuff. So we were looking for something that would have a little bit of that flair to it. So we came up with this kind of shape, which is reminiscent of some of the older Vox stuff or some of the Rickenbacker kind of amplifiers. It gives you a little bit of that. We have two models here with us. We have an EL84 model as well as a 6v6 model, the Orangutang, which is probably the one that most people are familiar with. The Orangutang is a unique amplifier. It's a 6v6 30-watt amplifier. It has a 6-position voice switch, which allows the amp to change both high and low frequencies, as well as gain structure. There are over 35 components on that switch, so it's not sort of a simple varitone sort of setup. The amplifier itself is capable of producing unique tones, yet you're not really going to be offended by any of them, and you're going to recognize them. So it's sort of that fine line between, well, this is a clone or this is an original. I mean, you're going to hear sounds that you really haven't heard before, but they're going to remind you of something. It's kind of like a Rorschach test. So some people say, hey, you know, this sounds like my old Vox, or this one here sounds like, I have a Tweed that sounds exactly like this thing, and they're going to find something that they like in this amp. We spent a couple of years tweaking it. It's real good with a band and on the mic. We spent a lot of time going from arena to arena with sound checks, trying to put the amp in with a band and see what it sounded like and revise it and go back and revise and go back and revise, record. And we've come up with something that I think is pretty special.
Well, I'd like to hear it, if it's okay for Jack to spank your monkey here.
Line up, Jack Divine.
It does sound like more than one amp.
Yeah, it does. I mean, you'll find like it has an excellent clean tone to it. It's not just all about the grit, although it'll do that really well. You'll find that the reverb to it is kind of unusual. It's more of the reverb isn't so up front. It's more in the background. You hear it more trailing off as you move away from playing the guitar. So it acts more like a room. Therefore, that's what we're calling it, sort of, is room. It also has a boost switch, which will give you a decibel boost if you need to do anything that's sort of like you could jump out there for a solo or what have you.
How many dB?
It's about 6 or 7 dBs. Yeah, right around there, just enough to push you over. I mean, we had to refine that a little bit. A couple of times it was like, wow, you know. The sound guy in front of house might have to pull a few faders on that one. But
why don't you demo that
now
for
we
us, kind of lay into something, then hit it? All right, now we need to talk about this guitar too. Who brought this thing in?
There he is.
Tell us about this guitar we're listening to real fast. That's Bird's Eye Maple on the neck. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, it's a Bird's Eye Maple neck that was made by USA Custom Guitars. Spurzel tuners. I got to talk to Mr. Spurzel at the time. That was pretty cool.
TV Jones?
TV Jones pickups. They're Powertron in the neck, Powertron Plus in the bridge, TV Jones bridge, Warmoth body. If you flip it over, you'll see the tone bar that's by Taipan Tone. The bridge bolts all the way through the wood and into that piece of brass, so nothing is held on by screws into wood. It's all there's stainless steel inserts in the neck, and that bolts onto the body, so nothing is screws into wood. It's all bolted, 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 and it rings like a bell, right? And it was put together by Phil Jacoby in Baltimore.
Cool.
He did
Thanks.
a great job.
Thanks for letting us use that for the demo, man. Sounds great. Sounds great. All right, Aussie, what should people know about the pricing of your amp?
I think you're going to find that this is one of the rare values in the boutique market. We're looking at the head at $17.99, and I can tell you, component for component, this amp could be $4,000. There's no doubt about it. It's a hand-wired amplifier, finest components, USA transformers. The cabinets are built by us, in-house. Everything is made in USA. It's one of the better values on the boutique market, we feel, and it just needs to get into the right hands, and it's going to tear it up.
And what's your website?
Website is 3monkeysamps.com.
All right. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm Joe Coffey. You're watching PremierGuitar.com.